Hi, I'm Dave Epstein. This is Growing Wisdom. I'm here today with Scott LaFleur, the Horticultural Director at New England Wildflower Society, and we are in a spot that they've created for their family, and that's the theme of today's video. We're going to talk about creating that special place for your family, and how you define family can be very different, but you've created this for yours.
Yeah, our family at the New England Wildflower Society is made up by our members, our staff, all the supporters, and all the people that love native plants around the area. So we created this spot that we're calling the Conservation Ring for people to come, talk about plant conservation, re-energize themselves, and get back out and start saving those native plants.
What's great about creating a garden space is your idea can come from anywhere.
So my vision for this project evolved organically, just like every other piece of it did. And it started in the middle of the night when I woke up and was inspired by a disco ball, actually. And I thought it would be a really neat idea if a disco ball worked in reverse. So instead of having to shine light onto it, light would emit out of it. So the fireball sculpture is so unique that we needed a unique way and a fitting way to present it. We wanted to bring in some of the New England flavor, and so we turned to cobblestone. And we used a mixture of materials, including fieldstone, that has some nice browns in it so that we could pull off of the rust color that would come in the sculpture after it got weathered over time. We were fortunate enough to attain a lot of cobbles, and we wanted to also frame it out in a pattern that would, again, accentuate the whole circular theme, the council ring theme that we have going here. And so we radiated them out from the center of the fireball and, again, kept with the circular theme to tie it all in.
Here at Garden in the Woods, the native plants provide an opportunity for discussion.
So what we've done here is we've played off the circle a lot throughout this whole design process. And we've used a lot of earthworks and created a berm to reconstruct and reinforce that circle. And all the way down to the plantings, using Carex as a lawn alternative. We have Carex platyphylla, Carex plantagenea, and also Carex pennsylvanica. The one defining characteristic is really, it's about collaboration in this area. So we brought together some designers, an artist, and just working with the family of New England Wildflower Society. It's really just bringing together everybody and their strengths and their weaknesses and playing off of each other.
For the artist, creating the centerpiece of the gathering place was a challenge he couldn't refuse.
I got a strange phone call from Nate from the Garden in the Woods that says, oh, we want to have a fire pit built out of steel. And I thought, okay, that's interesting, it's different. And he came and he met with me and we put some designs together. And I started really looking at it as a sort of a commercial project because, you know, it's a built to order kind of a thing. And then once we kind of got through the design process, I got really excited about getting involved with working with such a talented crew. And Nate and I just started talking about, well, what could this be? What else can we do, right? And we pushed it. We pushed it a little bit farther and a little bit farther, and then he had an idea and I had an idea, and it really just kind of got more and more complex and more interesting as time went on. It also talks about, for me, a collaborative effort, bringing something together that a group of people all want to see happen.
The folks at Garden in the Woods allowed their creative energies to ebb and flow throughout the process.
The process took months, from when Nate's first initial idea coming into the office with that idea about the reverse disco ball, to planning it out, to actually building it. I would say 2 solid months of building, probably about 6 months of planning and building all together. So the creative process is always such a dynamic sort of experience. There's tension that comes along with it, but tension is great because out of that you get so many more ideas. We spent hours just standing here going back and forth with what should we do here, what should we do there. We changed our minds, we drew sketches, we brought things to each other's attention all the time, and it was just a great way to work together and to have that experience and to share that experience. And that's really what this is all about. It's all about sharing and working together and creating a sense of community and a sense of place to gather.
Once you create a gathering space, you need people to gather. Opening night was a success.
We have decided to call this the Conservation Ring. And this is our place for people to come and talk about conservation, talk about horticulture. Everyone has in their backyard a special place where the family gathers and where the family can come together and enjoy things. You're our family, and this is our gift to you from the horticulture department to enjoy here at the garden. So welcome to the first night of really enjoying the Conservation Ring. Thank you so much. And so what stands at the center of this conservation ring is this fireball, and this amazing piece of sculpture which just gives energy. It moves and it flows in all sorts of directions. And from there we want everyone to move and flow and bring the message of native plants and conservation to anywhere that they can possibly bring it to. And so, Nate, if you want to take the cover off the fireball and let's see what people think of this. So,
You know, the circle really is ubiquitous. I think if you look at folks during a summer day or the fall, people put their lawn chairs in a circle. Everybody likes that feeling of being in a circle. If you go to a restaurant, you want that table that's round so you can talk to each other and you don't feel like you have to lean over. And it's so great. It's like a council in here. It's like decision. I feel like decisions should be made.
and you feel like when you're sitting in a circle, the energy moves around, and so it doesn't kind of get lost anywhere, and you're all facing each other, and you can all talk to each other, and you just have this really great feeling and momentum that's there, and it's all captured in that circle.
Are there elements in this space that you think that folks could bring into their space if they wanted to create something special for their family? Because you talked about people gathering, talking, having that energy, and a lot of us have our own families with their own cultures and gathering and energy. And what are some of your favorite things, or what could people add to their yards?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're a great point that kind of bring your own family traditions into it. What do you like to do? So maybe it doesn't have to be this elaborate, but just any kind of seating. Stumps around in a circle would work, even just lawn chairs, maybe a small fire pit in the middle. Maybe it's a bubbling fountain. Maybe you like water. So there's a whole bunch of things, but it's kind of just a place to ground yourself and gather and talk and just relax and enjoy your family and enjoy your friends.
I think people need to think outside the box more. We've seen so many fieldstone fire pits that it just gets monotonous. And I'm no artist, but people can come up with ideas, and other people can help you realize those ideas, as we did here with Ben Karras, who took my idea and made it a physical thing that we could all now enjoy. So I just encourage people to think of how we can manipulate the basic things in our lives into a more unique and stylish fashion.
The family at Garden in the Woods has certainly created something pretty amazing. For Time Warner Cable, I'm Dave Epstein. What began with a dream ended with a party. How you create your special place can start anywhere.